Hey there, and welcome to Mass Painting Militarum Tempestus Scions, or as these guys are otherwise known, the old, I think, a 1999 edition Stormtroopers Metal Fellas. What more can you say? Here we go then, they're all brown. So here they are with a brown highlight. And here they are, brown again, and using the lighter tone. So one lighter tone, this is all just dry brushing less and less each time, and this lighter tone I'm just going to use sort of over the top half of the mini, and then I'll start looking into doing the details for bringing more colour other than brown. Here we go then, as brown can be, and this is sort of our final highlight for the brown. And why do this so in depth? Get a lot of colour on, get a depth of colour, and also so that in all the deep bits, or in the bits that you don't quite get around to painting with detail, you've got it coloured, toned, highlighted, shaded. Why 4 coats? You've got your underpaint just to get more paint on, get everything brown, dark colour in the recesses, binds the model together, tints everything. And now just going to add lighter colours and then use ink, or you can use contrast paint or what have you. You can use contrast paint, use very high differentiations, like you might even just go straight into a white, but use a white, an almost white version of the colour you want to use, unless you want it to go really like green or what have you, but it doesn't really matter. This could be viewed as like the old masters sepia style painting, where you do all of your highlighting and then they would actually tint the colour over the top of, and this is flat painting I'm talking about now, but they would actually tint a colour over the top of a sepia tone layer that they'd done. So they'd do all the shading and everything in sepia or black and white, and then they would just tint a colour thinly over the top, mostly because pigment was expensive back in the day. Going to do a similar thing here. Here we go then. I have applied khakis and jade greens. So jade greens to my grenades, my khakis to all the plates or anything that I consider to be plate on the armour. So then this is all going to get inked so that it goes green. Here we go then, all up and greenified, ink applied, which knocks back the turquoise and turns the khaki into a nice green. So next up, just introducing all of the details for the weapons simply by using a blue-grey dry brush. But I was using like an old, I think it was like a size 0 brush or size 1 brush, which I just cut it short because it was old and knackered, and that was my dry brush for this. So weapons have all been inked. I've done a mix of black and purple for all of them, and also I've painted the masks blue. I say painted, I've used a blue ink on all of the masks, and then again on the back, so everything that was like right before, it's now got its dark tone. And we've also got the nice blue for the sort of the mask material. So now as we're heading into the home straight, just done all the face colours and also dropped in details on the face masks, and I've done grey on the cyber eyes, put red ink on the hilts, the handles of the swords, also applied that to the top and bottom of any cracked grenades. There's slight differences between the grenades. Blocked in the eyes so that they've got the light colour, which also just happens to be the light colour I use for skin tone. So there's 3 skin tones here, there's light, medium and dark, and then they're all going to get an ink wash in order to knock them back in case of the light ones, and just so we've got a full range of people in there. And so we're into the home straight. Just got to knock back all the flash colours and then add all the lighting effects. And I've used that light flash colour, like I said, to do the dots in the eyes and on all the sides. Here we are, and the skin tones are all done, and then I've also done all my lighting effects, so it won't be long now and I'll show you a full look at everybody. Lighting effects include the luminous eyes, luminous sights, the blue on the plasma weapons, the green on the I think it's Tempestus Prime or whatever the hell you call it, leader dude, on his tracking device where he's tracking movement and what have you. So on to final details and basing, and I'll be back with a full display. Here we go then, here's the fellas, and he's all ready for combat. Just flopped the bases, did all the sort of lighting effects, both on sort of plasma weapons, painted in eyeballs, so they can see, god damn it, they can see. Putting ink on leather just around on their trousers, just to create a bit of separation, a bit of variety. And as ever with these things, this is not the end. This is just where I decided to stop, and deciding to stop is not meaning that it's ended. There's sort of no point really where you've finished painting anything. It also did the old chromatic metallic on the swords, because I like set. Trying to avoid metallic paint, to be honest with you. I recently got told that it trashes your paintbrushes, but I'm not so interested in that. And then dude with the plasma pistol there with the scanner in hand, he's going to be like my Tempestus Prime effectively, for the sake of these guys. So that's my plasma gun squad plus my Tempestus Prime. Yeah, then there's the metal gun squad. Went for the sort of oily effect on the weapon. Maybe haven't done the best job ever on that, but you know, quick paint jobs. And again, as I said, this is not really finished. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm going like, oh, what I'd really like to do is really highlight the leather, create separation to the backpack, and do details in the backpacks, do highlights all over the green armour, so the green armour gets final highlights. Highlight all of the weapons in the same way that I've kind of done the swords, and then redo like the housing on the weapons, so like where you've got the casing on the barrel and the casing on the sort of the body of the weapon, you know, like the grip underneath his hand there. I'd paint that like a different colour and sort of reintegrate, but you know, I could easily spend another 5 hours on each miniature, but then that would be another like exactly like 140 hours or something, which would be stupid. But I think ultimately though they've come out alright, and I might at some point just ink over the barrels of these guys. Also, if they do well in battles, they will be rewarded with further painting. Their paint jobs will get better. It's just my squad of dudes. You might be like wondering, why the hell have you just got a squad of dudes? And why are they rotating the opposite way to everybody else? I've just got a squad of dudes because just there's 9 of them in this squad rather than 8. It's also partly numbers. It should be 10 really. But it's just so that if you've got a sort of slightly larger squad that's going to start on table, and you're not really fussed about them getting up into combat, so you're just going to have them sat at the back of the table, either occupying territory to prevent people from ambushing you from behind, or just to capture and hold objectives. Then sometimes you don't want to spend the points on the special weapons, in which case you just want survivability. That's what these guys are for. Just jumping in somewhere, capturing, holding it, takes the objective, and hopefully keep it out of harm's reach. And also just turn some of the backs to you just so you can see a bit more of the sort of variety in the paintwork. And there we have it. The boys are complete. So I hope it's been some interest to you, and all of your paint's going really well. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.